Welcome back to my channel. It's me, Kavya. I recently posted my Barbie tutorial and y'all had so many comments asking me for this latte makeup. So I went and I looked for some inspo, and y'all, I think it's gorgeous. A bronzy brown chocolatey look. I dressed for the part. I put my little coffee boba squishmallow by me. I know I've been doing so many makeup videos recently, but I want this one to be more of like a get ready with me. It has been way too long since we have talked. All of the products and details will be in the description for you so that you can still know what it is that you need if you really like this look and you want to recreate it. I just put on this Rhode peptide lip treatment. They sent me their PR, y'all. I've never tried Rhode products before. I really like this peptide treatment so far. I got it in the vanilla cake flavor. I have nothing on my face right now. I'm just gonna start off with a little bit of sunscreen. This one is from Bare Minerals. I feel like I get a lot of questions about how I moved and what that process was like, why I decided to come out to LA. Y'all, I'm gonna be honest with you. I was kind of mentally unstable at the time that I made that decision. I graduated during the pandemic. My plan was to go to law school, but I did decide I wanted to do a gap year to try and pursue social media or build a platform for myself in some way. And if I want to pursue it full time, I should probably move over to Los Angeles, just do it in my 20s. So I packed my things, me and my mom drove my car all the way to LA, and I was signed with a modeling agency. That is a story of its own. It's wild, but probably have to talk to a lawyer before I do that. I was consuming a lot of personal development content, just looking for ways to cope, ways to be okay with all of the change, and I just wanted confirmation that my decision to be an influencer, content creator, model was not the biggest mistake of my life. There was a period of time where I felt a lot of guilt about choosing to pursue social media because I know my academic ability, and I was like, wow, I'm really wasting my potential here. I also was aware that a lot of other people view influencers that way. So that honestly was harder than the actual moving part. You know what I mean? Once I had my things here and I was settled in, I'm somebody that's very independent and comfortable being by myself. Yes, I cried myself to sleep every single night because I miss my parents and I love being with my family so much, and I was completely alone here. I came here to work, and that's exactly what I did. I did not really have a social life. If I had really allowed the thoughts of people that I don't even like or know that well to influence how I view myself and what path I was choosing for my career, I would actually be the biggest loser on earth. I decided to just surround myself with people that were in similar spaces to me. That was super helpful. I'm using this Charlotte Tilbury Beauty Light Wand. This is the Easy Highlighter in shade 2 Medium. Take a damp beauty blender. I knew that if I was like 45 years old and looked back at my life and I never took this chance, I would be deeply, deeply unsatisfied with the way that I lived my life. I have loved living in LA, but also y'all, I'm not gonna lie to you, I've been itching for some change. I am fully aware of what it is like to move, right? I've moved across the country, I've left everything, I've left everyone. I wanna spend some time doing something different, so we will see what that means. Y'all will obviously be a part of the journey because you're my best friends, and I'm gonna share with you what it is that I do. But first I gotta decide. But do y'all ever feel like that? Like you're just itching for change? And then my dumb ass, like the second that the change begins, I will scream and cry and just be so emo about it. I'm a very emotional, very sensitive person. As y'all can see, so far we're working with a really bronzy face. I used my Charlotte Tilbury Deep 4 Contour. I'm gonna go a little extra with contour today. The next question is, how do you deal with people copying you or competitiveness on social media? I genuinely don't get super offended when I see other creators or just people copying me. You know what's crazy about this is not something that I've just been experiencing as a creator. It's something that I have low-key dealt with since I was a child. I think when you're a very confident person and you're very unapologetic and happy with who you are, people see that and then subconsciously process it as like, oh, I want to kind of look or act or do what that person does so that I can feel that way about myself or be perceived that way by others. Why would I be mad about that? It's one thing to like copy somebody's creative work, right? But with these TikTok trends and aesthetics on Instagram and whatnot, I can't be mad at you. Like, my job, as much as I hate the term influencer, my job is to create content that inspires y'all to live your best lives, to take care of your skin, to have a good routine. My content's purpose is to influence you to fall in love with your life, right? Unlock your goddess energy. That's my whole brand. The one thing that does bother me though, y'all, is when people who talk badly about me or who I genuinely just don't have a good relationship with, I'm not a fan of them, they're not a fan of me. When people like that copy me, it kind of irritates me, but then I realize that you don't hate me. You just want to be me. You could try. I also think that people who get really offended by being copied are really insecure that the people that are copying them are doing it better than them. For me, that's not the case. The way that my mind works and my creative abilities are very special and one of a kind, and even when people do get inspiration from me or whatnot, it's not going to be the same vibe or the same type of energy that I have. You can't replicate me. I can't replicate you. All of our energies and wavelengths are completely different from each other, and that's kind of the beauty of it all, don't you think? I've created kind of this smoky brown wing using all of my brown eyeshadow sticks from Rare Beauty. I'll put the shades in the description. I want to add a little bit of gold, and y'all know I'm not a huge eyeshadow fan. I think it looks a little weird on me. So I like to stick to eyeshadow sticks and kind of liquidy eye products. This is the Honest Beauty Eye Catcher Lid Tint in the color Payday. So I actually do completely need to blend this out because it's not giving. I'm gonna blend the edges so that they're not super harsh. Okay, this brush definitely had some leftover brown eyeshadow on it. It's doing the job it should be doing, honestly. I get a lot of questions on this, and people always think I'm gonna be uncomfortable answering it, but a lot of y'all wanna know my religious beliefs or what my thoughts on manifesting are. I am definitely somebody who is very accepting of different religions. I understand that a lot of us do not have control over what our religion was. Like, you're born into a certain family. Most of our beliefs and identity do come from our families. I'm not gonna criticize you for what you happen to have been born into. You can be whatever religion, you can have whatever beliefs, but if you don't give me that same grace and benefit that I give others, then we're probably not gonna get along, and I probably don't wanna include you in my circle. I grew up Hindu. If you Google Hinduism and look at the pages of what the gods and goddesses are depicted as and like what the landscapes look like, it is so obvious that I as a child internalized that as my vision of beauty and heaven and the ideal lifestyle, the ideal beings. I think it affected me in more ways than I can like even admit. When it comes to like beliefs, teachings, actual moral code, I really identify with Hinduism and Buddhism. I really do believe that we are spiritually connected to each other, to our earth, to this universe, and I know that can be really abstract for a lot of people to believe. I've just seen time and time again how important energy, vibrations, gratitude, and all of the woo-woo subjects and ways of living do have an effect on your day-to-day life. I can obviously talk about that more probably on my podcast or another platform, but I'm open to hearing everybody's beliefs. I'm open to understanding why other people believe what they believe, and I'm really happy that I'm that way. I ordered these crazy lashes on Amazon. These are called Russian lashes. And y'all know, for me, lashes are like what make me look like a human being. The reason that I selected these is because they are curled to the heavens. For my eye shape, I actually do really need a lot of this lid space to go away because I have huge eyelids. Somebody asked, how do you deal with hate or people that are non-supportive in your life? I think I've developed this superpower where I don't really care that much about what anybody says besides my immediate family, my 5 freaking friends, and that's really it. Like, everyone else can think what they want because I know who I am, a good person with good intentions and a great head on my shoulders. Since I believe that about myself, whenever user 9283472 comments something negative on my TikTok, I again just see that as somebody who is deeply disturbed. You wouldn't even take the time to sit down and write a hate comment if you weren't intimidated or threatened by me, if I didn't have something that you want. And that makes me sad for you because that means you don't understand the value of gratitude. These lashes are definitely a little extra. I'm not a huge fan of how like blocky they are, but they're pretty. They're definitely dramatic. When I used to do pageants, there was all of this talk about Reddit threads about the girls that were competing. People would comment on our bodies, on like our hair, on our complexion, on like whether or not we were deserving winners, blah blah blah. Every girl and their mom would read these pages, and I remember telling myself the reason that I'm gonna do good at nationals is because I'm not gonna read that Reddit page. Not gonna read it. If I don't look at it, then I still have a chance of winning. If I read one comment about myself back then and it was negative, that would have internalized with me for the rest of my life. And what I'm not gonna do is give energy to people that wanna see me fail. When somebody leaves hate and takes time out of their day to actively try to make you miserable, please think about what it means if you let them win. You're helping them achieve their goal. If you're a hater, stay over there, hate over there. I wish you peace and healing. My energy is high and you're not allowed over here. You wish you could be, but you're not. I'm gonna go back in with that Honest Beauty lid tint. I'm gonna use this to highlight my nose. What influences your style and where do you get your inspo? I'm someone who feels like I'm playing dress up every single day. Like I wake up, I feel the vibe of the room, I feel the vibe of my emotional state, and then I just kind of come up with an aesthetic for the day. I like to dress based on my mood. I think that's like a very underrated beauty tip. I love Bella Hadid's style. I love Madison Beer's style. She's up there for me because the way that she dresses, like before I even knew Madison Beer's style, I realized that our styles are very similar. Those are like the two mainstream celebrities that I get inspo from. But I think a lot of my actual inspo comes from my heritage. I grew up seeing people wearing very bright colors, patterns, just like not afraid to match everything to everything. I love a fairy tale vibe. I love a whimsical vibe. I'm not afraid to be really extra. I feel like I am either the most overdressed person in a room or the most underdressed, and I don't really care. I don't take it as seriously as I probably should. I just wear what I want and I wear what's comfortable. I'm doing a really dark liner. This is Club Hopper from NYX. MAC actually sent me a lipstick. This is in the color Fastplay. Let's try it out. It seemed like it would be perfect for this look. Ooh, I like the finish. It's like, it's not matte, but it has no sparkles in it. I guess it's kind of like a satiny finish. And I want to do a gloss with a little bit of gold in it, y'all. This is the Lancome Juicy Tubes in the color Hallucination. I've not used this in a long time. So this is the finished latte look. As y'all can see, I feel like this is really similar to my normal makeup. The color palette in this look is really pretty. I love how golden and orange it is. I think it's really complementary to like my skin tone. It's definitely a lot more glam than I've been wearing this summer. Hope that y'all enjoyed this look. I think it's super pretty. It turned out very well. I love you so much and I will see you next time.